everybody? It's been forever. I can't remember the last time I streamed. Let me double check here. It's been 3 months. Oh, it actually hasn't been that long. Um, hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate anyone that's able to stop by on my almost dead channel at this point. But I have a really special guest today, ReelBallKnowledge. Welcome to the house, bro. Appreciate you stopping by and everything.
Of course. No, it's an absolute pleasure being back on here once again. So, yeah, no, thank you for having me. And I'm really excited to talk about this film, and catch up with
Yeah.
you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for both. I'm excited for talk about Spider-Man, man. It's got a lot of great things to say. This is a positive one for me on my end today when sometimes I can be pretty pessimistic.
Mhm,
So,
mhm, mhm.
yeah, I'll give the floor to you first, man. What did you think of Brand New Day?
Oh,
Um
yeah, of course. No, I
Overall and everything.
appreciate you.
A lot to talk
Yeah,
about.
no. There's so much to talk about this film. It's a lot of good too, because at the end of the day, I think I'm looking back on this film and I've seen it like twice and rewatching some clips and seeing all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is like a true, like, it feels like a true uniting moment for a lot of people. It feels like people are united in this film and they feel very happy and there's a lot of joy. Like, I remember when last year Superman came out and there's a lot of joy coming out of Superman too. So the fact there's a lot of joy coming out of this film is fantastic, that they don't skip a beat in terms of superhero films in the summer, right? And this feels like something really familiar while also trying to be refreshing. And it's refreshing for not only the MCU, but for this Tom Holland Spider-Man. So I think it's a fantastic film. One of my favorite Spider-Man films. It's really up there for sure. And we'll talk about tier rankings in a little bit, but yeah, I think it's an absolute blast, and it's a celebration of the character while also not allowing itself to breathe amongst the atmosphere of the MCU. It's such a it's a fun time for me. What about you, man? How'd you feel?
Yeah, man, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Yeah, I knew I was gonna love this movie. I mean, it's based off the trailers. It looked like it really had the makings of what Spider-Man post Ditko era was kind of like, and the themes
Mhm,
that the trailer was presenting, the things that Tom Holland was saying with like, "Hey, I want to listen to fans, and I want to do this, and that." And I'm someone that's really more high on the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies than some other Spider-Man fans that are not like
mhm,
hardcore like into this stuff. Like I feel like he's pretty well liked amongst general audiences. All three of his
mhm,
movies when it comes to
mhm,
Spider-Man fans. He has not really been the guy for most Spider-Man fans. I feel, or for a lot of them. I don't know, I feel like
mhm.
kind of won some people over, but he has that Iron Boy Junior
Mhm.
label to him. And well, I disagree with some of that, except in Far From Home, where yeah, I can agree like that was really like not like Spider-Man at times, and Iron
Mhm.
Boy Junior, and uh, um, just like completely outside what Spider-Man should be in many ways.
Right.
This movie really is like I feel like we've transitioned from the Ditko era to the next era in the comics. Like you know, Tom Holland's movies, I feel like really did feel like that Steve Ditko era, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. Maybe not like in the techie ways or whatever, but I felt like a
Mhm.
modern day Spider-Man for the Steve Ditko era. Now we're in that next era where things are much more grounded, and he's dealing with real life things, relatable
Mhm.
things. He's you know, it's just really well done with in so many ways. And yeah, like I said, I was agreeing with what we were saying, and
Mhm.
this, in my opinion, this is a fantastic movie overall. Right, as of right now, it's my favorite movie of the year. So I haven't seen
Oh.
Odyssey yet, but it's my favorite movie of the year, one of my
Mhm.
all-time favorite movies, and I'll talk more about where I rank it amongst the other Spider-Man movies in a bit. But yeah, I can't give this movie enough praise. It's a spectacular, no pun intended movie. Like I was just so blown away. I did not think I was gonna love it so much. Like, I knew I was gonna love it. I had some worries about it too with how overstuffed it was gonna feel, but, um, yeah, man, they executed everything brilliantly. I was like it's like blown
Yeah.
away.
It's crazy how I honestly I think on paper, the last 2 Spider-Man films with Tom Holland look like they would be they'd be such a mess, you know? On paper, No Way Home looks like a mess, right? Same thing for Brand New Day, it looks like a mess, like,
Yeah,
you're bringing back Punisher, you're bringing Thor or not Thor, you're bringing Hulk, you're bringing in Jean Grey, you're bringing in all of these moving pieces that shouldn't work, and not without so much buildup or lack of buildup, and it works spectacularly, maybe just because of, like, craftsmanship or the matter of care with characters, you know? It's a lot I mean, to be fair to this film, it's a lot of things they're juggling, and I think, like, people always say, like, "You can't do all that stuff in a superhero movie." I mean, I'm like, I feel like that's such a dated mindset because I think you can always compare that to Spider-Man 3, but Spider-Man 3 was I mean, it was a product of his time where it didn't know how to handle ensemble casts. You know, this in this era of superheroes, they can handle ensembles. So it's just like it's a different era where I think it works way better, you know? So yeah, it's such a blast, you know. I'm surprised this is probably your favorite movie of the year. Did you
oh,
watch
yeah.
Project Hail Mary?
I did. Yeah, that beat Project Hail Mary for me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, on my letterbox, which on my private one, yeah,
Mm.
I have Pressure second, and then I have Project Hail Mary third. Actually, do I have a obsession over it? No, no. Yeah, so for
Mm.
me, it goes like right now, Spider-Man, then Pressure, which is a really great war movie, kind of war movie. It's about D-Day and dealing with the weather during. It's kind of like Oppenheimer in a way, but with the weather.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
Project Hail Mary, then Obsession. We have a lot of really great movies this year, and I still haven't seen Odyssey yet. I know it's just like the 70 millimeter tickets are like it's just really I want to see in 70 millimeter. It's just really hard to get a ticket for that, so haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
but
no, I can imagine
it,
it's tough because it's been selling out too. Like I heard it just hit 1 billion right now. So
yeah,
everything's hitting a
yeah,
billion this year.
yeah, dude, this year is like one of the most profitable years of all time, if ever. I mean, Spider-Man: Brand New Day looks like it's gonna be the most like profitable movie of all time. It's gonna be out Avatar and Endgame as of right now, like on pace to do that, and it doesn't even have Toby or Andrew in it.
Yeah,
So,
you know, it's gnarly. Tom Holland and Zendaya are swimming in money. They're gonna be swimming
oh,
back to
oh yeah,
back, dude.
and Sony, Marvel,
Sony,
they're gonna
Marvel.
keep him till he's 90.
Oh,
That's the saying, right?
yeah. Till he's 90, man. He's gonna be like straight up just we're working him, bro. Like he's a slave, man. It sucks. He's our spider slave. This poor fella.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro needs to keep at it Spider-Man. I don't want to have to keep hearing Miles. I mean, I like Miles, but I don't want to have to hear like, "Oh, we have a plan to introduce Miles and this, and that." I'm like, bro, you're just getting into the best parts of your years. Why are we gonna get 3 high school movies of you and then one movie outside of high school and then the rest
Mhm.
Miles? I feel like I'm gonna wait for Miles. Like
Yeah.
get a whole trilogy like for Spider-Man and or Peter and Miles. I'd rather have that whole
I'm
new trilogy or saving Spider-Man 6 or something.
I'd love that. I think it'd be great to pass the torch, of course, but I'm also like, let Peter Parker breathe a little bit, you know? Well, we haven't seen a Peter Parker in his full adult years. Like we never get to explore that
Yeah,
truly in live action. So the fact that we got this,
yeah,
we
we
never got a
definitely
Spider-Man
were.
4 for God's sakes, you know? That's thing's crazy. We had so many
Yeah.
Spider-Man movies, but we never got a Spider-Man 4. So the fact that we got one, it's just like, dude, it's crazy. But we're here, man, and it looks like it's great. You know, it's the start of a new trilogy, but it feels like it's a sequel to No Way Home, but also feel like a new. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a new
Yeah,
a new start for this character. You know?
yeah, man, and it felt like a real movie. Like, and again, that's Tom Holland's influences and Desto Daniel Cretton, like, actually being allowed to make something that's real, like a lot of his other movies, like Short Term
Yeah.
12. That's a very real movie, and deals with also aspects of loneliness and stuff, and that's why I had some hope for
Mhm.
Destin, even though I didn't really like Shang-Chi and just felt like another
Mhm.
product of Marvel, and I know a lot of people love that movie, but, I
Mhm.
mean, it had that annoying MCU humor and that annoying
Mhm.
cliche 3rd act. Action was
Mhm.
really good, and
Yeah. Until the
it's
third
all
act.
yeah, yeah, it turns into that cliche Marvel BS 3rd act, but I really feel like Marvel is learning from their mistakes. They're hearing feedback, which I never thought they would. Like, I criticized the hell out of Marvel and be like, you guys aren't listening. You guys just want to do whatever the hell you want to do and not like do proper real movies, like make authentic films. And ever since Thunderbolts, I felt like they've been on that trajectory of like actually making real movies and making things that relate to people and real action, not overly CGI everything. Like they're
Mhm.
really cracking down and listening. And I'm like really happy. I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd get back here with Marvel. I knew Spider-Man was gonna be great, but everything else from Marvel I wasn't sure. And even with Spider-Man, I still feel like they were gonna overly do the CGI stuff and have that
Mhm.
typical MCU humor. But Brand New Day and just everything post Thunderbolts has really blown me away for the most part.
Of course, yeah, no. It's there's like a lot of moving pieces where it feels like the stuff that's not dealing with the multiverse is the strongest part of the is the stronger part of this saga. Except for Loki, I do think so. I think Loki as an entity is probably the best part of that multiverse saga. And I don't think it's the
Hmm.
perfect it's not the best MCU show I've ever seen, but it's still it's pretty solid and it still has the best finale of any of these MCU shows. So I have a lot of hopes for for the multiverse, but I'm also like, I like the stuff where they just live in New York, you know, where they just breathe this stuff, man. And that's why I dread Doomsday so much because I'm like, we get the first. This is the first time we get a good. We get Tom Holland interacting with New Yorkers fully. He's interacting with the city. He's having fun in the city, and then we're gonna
Yeah,
get the end of the world, the next movie. I'm like, are you kidding me? At least let me get two more of these things, man. And then we get the end
yeah,
of the
man.
world, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Yeah, it's like felt very grounded, small as Elaine says, small potato stuff. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
small
yeah.
potatoes and they dealt with the big potatoes. But
Yeah. It's
I
crazy,
just
it's crazy.
appreciated yeah. Yeah, I really appreciated the feel to that. I felt like it was just what I've been wanting from the next Spider-Man movie. This is like I had a pitch for like a whole new Spider-Man trilogy, and maybe it's not gonna be like exactly what I wanted, but
Mhm,
this is pretty damn close. I mean, like the groundingness feel to it, the New York vibe, like New York felt alive, like for the first time
mhm,
since I'm not the biggest fan of the Raimi movies because of certain reasons, so we'll get into later, but
mhm,
it felt alive for the first time since the Raimi movies, honestly. I
mhm,
gotta say,
mhm,
like, Raimi did a great job in feeling like a New York is a character in many ways, and in this movie, New York feels like a character, especially in the end.
mhm.
Like
Oh,
Spider-Man's
yes. Oh, yes.
deeply, yeah, it's deeply rooted in New York, and just the fact that they took him out of New York and Far From Home, we wasted a whole movie without Spider-Man being in New York was
Mhm,
stupid,
mhm,
and yeah, this was great. I loved it. I loved every minute of this movie. I didn't want it to end. It just it was great, and I loved that. I can't wait to get into more spoiler stuff because there's so much praise to be put
mhm.
on this movie.
Yeah, of course, I honestly I think we could head there because there's a lot of great moments in this movie, and I think there's a couple where actually they brought a tear to my eye, just even,
Oh
like,
yeah,
talking about it, thinking about it, it's crazy, so I'd like to give you the
yeah,
floor, actually. What do you think are your favorite moments in this film? Like, if you were to think about it right now.
bro. There's so many moments like I was like geeking out. There's like
Mhm,
talk about needle drop moments. Like everyone was talking about with Supergirl, like having a bad needle drop, which I disagree with, but, like, I could
mhm,
see what they were talking about, but this movie had, like, 3 needle drop moments to the point where it was, like, goosebumps. Like,
mhm,
you have Jean's moment where she's, like, really expanding her powers and everything just kind of just like
Right.
freezing. I'm like, holy shit. You know, that was
Yeah.
really badass. Um, like Hulk's transformation. And then the number one, the best part in the movie where what Peter is like down on his luck. He's like he had to take off his mask because he's just having trouble breathing. And she's like, "Who are you
Mhm.
gonna choose? Who are you gonna choose? Are you gonna be Peter or are you gonna be Spider-Man?" And he's just
Mhm.
like, "I'm gonna be both." And it just like it's like, bro,
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. Like, bro,
Yeah.
yeah, that was amazing. Like, I think that might be one of the best Spider-Man moments in movie history. I was so like enthralled with that moment. That was such great filmmaking. It was such great timing and editing. Um, yeah, dude, like there's just this movie has everything. It's amazing. What about you? Where is your some of your favorite moments?
Oh no, those are great. Those are great moment. Especially with that the hand scene was pretty spectacular. Like I saw behind the scenes of how they filmed that was like it's gnarly. A lot of wire work, a lot of practical effects. It looked really sick. You know, I can really appreciate that one. There's the action. The action here is pretty
Oh,
spectacular for the most part too. You know, I think it's a great one. I think any moment with Spider-Man and Punisher interacting is a great moment for me. Yeah, it's just a lot of
oh
fun.
yeah,
I think they're a lot of fun together, and it doesn't hurt that John Bernthal and Tom Holland like great in terms of like chemistry. You know, I think that's fantastic. And then
absolutely.
I think that we'll talk about the final scene in a bit, but the scene where Peter's in the hospital and you get just the people of New York, his fans celebrating him and cheering him on, and Peter gets to see that, but he gets to see it with the people, you know, while Punisher is goofing off in the background trying to stall. You know, that's like the stupid shit you expect to see in like comic books, but it's just endearing. You know, it feels there's so much warmth behind it. You know, because it's not out of malice, not out of anything. It's just out of the sake of heartwarming nature, and that's coming from the character of Punisher. You know, the guy who kills criminals, who has the only thing that's keeping him alive is this war against crime. You know, so I think that's a crazy feeling to talk about with that I think that's the perfect scene in this film. It's such a fantastic scene. I think it's just a lot of moving pieces to that where I think it just celebrates the character, it celebrates this movie. You know, it's just a lot of moving pieces to like I think I want to make a video about that because I think that specific scene is like it's the thing that really solidified my love for this film. You know, I think it didn't just encapsulate what made this film spectacular, it's what makes Spider-Man spectacular. You know, it's a representation of where the theaters are now, where the people are now about Spider-Man, where they're like they feel united. And it feels great to be united about a film for once, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That definitely felt like such a like Spider-Man moment. You know, it was like very Spider-Man s like
Hmm.
centric with having all those New Yorkers be for him and like be by his side just really shows how much Spider-Man meant for the people in New York. And you really feel that more in this movie than any other MCU's Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, which was really nice for a change. That definitely is one of my favorite moments in the movie too. That was one of those moments where like brought a little bit of tears, you know. There's
Oh
definitely a lot of
yeah.
moments where it felt like that. And also, yeah, Punisher's every moment with the Punisher was very well done. I was a little worried that they were gonna MCU-fy him, if you know what I mean. And some people
Hmm.
were saying he was. And I didn't really get that. Like I felt like he was
Oh.
really like ripped out of the TV show and put into a
Hmm.
Spider-Man movie. And uh yeah, he was still like, oh, don't give me that horse, you know, still saying
Right,
his
right.
S words
Uh-huh.
every few seconds. It really felt like he came from like his own TV show and from Daredevil. Not
Hmm.
Daredevil Born Again, but but you know, the original OG greatness of Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think his dynamic with Spider-Man was great. The way he was just calling him kid because he calls Daredevil Red and then he calls him kid. You know, just
Mhm.
it was really well done. I feel like the one moment where maybe it was a little weird, a few moments from Punisher was where he was like kind of telling Spider-Man to go or whatever and whispering, and he's like, "Go, go." I feel like that was a little
Mhm,
goofy. Nothing
mhm,
horrible, but maybe okay. Like maybe that
mhm,
was a little out of character. And also, I don't
mhm,
think Punisher would ever kill Jean Grey. Like he always had this rule about not killing women or kids, and he was about to
mhm,
kill a child who was a girl,
mhm,
essentially.
mhm.
So I feel like
Yeah.
maybe that was his character. I don't know about you, but
I think it's a very interesting moment. I do believe that I mean, there was a scene where I did like where Punisher I think it's in Punisher season 2 where he had to protect this girl, the main girl they had to always protect in
yeah, yeah,
Punisher, right? And they had to protect her and she was in the restroom and I think she was getting cornered by two other women in the restroom. So of course Punisher assaults the woman too. He's like, "Weave, weave, punch, punch, punch. He's like, "These
yeah,
hands are
yeah,
rated E for everyone. So I mean, I do think that in that moment, like Punisher, like he sees like what ways, like if for the sake of the not the greater good, because I don't think the Punisher believes in the greater good, but he just believes that it just stop this madness. That if there's one thing that's in the way, it's that one girl right there in the way, that one girl who's waiting in there. So, and I don't think Punisher's the guy
yeah.
to talk it out to Gene, say, "This isn't you. This isn't you." I'm like, that's not the Punisher. I don't think he would ever do that. So I do think him shooting Gene makes sense to me. Now, him feeling remorse for it, I think makes sense too. I think that's also a thing because, like, when Peter jumped in front of that bullet, he realized that if Spider-Man is willing to sacrifice his life to protect this girl, that means there's some good in this girl that's worth at least giving a chance. And I don't think Punisher truly grasps the concept of these mutants or grasp the concept of these like super beings. But I feel like if he sees that a man that who he views as good is willing to die on the floor for this girl, then I think he might just what's it called? At least mend the bridge a little. He's willing to evolve for that case. And I think that's the whole point of this movie. I think it's a lot of evolution with all of these characters.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like, Jean definitely, they set up her arc. Punisher might have turned not a new leaf. Like he's still gonna probably be hit.
Yeah.
He's still gonna be like, killing people. That's still gonna be a thing. But maybe,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Maybe I think they definitely might have changed. He might have changed a little bit for the better. I would say.
Hmm.
After this movie,
Oh,
but
absolutely. It feels refreshing that like there's some sense of direction for Punisher now. Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie with you. The Punisher special. Did you watch that?
yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was solid, kind of repetitive of things we already knew about the character and kind of went
Yeah.
backwards and something.
I think that's how I felt, and that's why I felt like this is so. It feels so monotonous. Like because you've seen this like four different times with the same character, with the same iteration of this character. So I'm like, it feels refreshing to see this Punisher in a different light and to see him at least evolve in a different way. Where he doesn't have to have like a midlife crisis about killing constantly. I'm like, you're the Punisher. We've kind of gone through this for like four different times in a row.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you. Yeah, I understand that. It does.
Yeah,
It does definitely feel a bit repetitive, but I feel like in this movie he wasn't repetitive for me. It
yeah.
definitely felt like a new leaf in some ways.
Hmm.
It felt like, he definitely is a different character than what he was in season 2 of Daredevil, and this version of Punisher, I think, really fits well within this movie, and it fits well with interacting with other characters. I hope we see them interact again, maybe with Daredevil this time, because they're all 3 of them is like, that would be gold. Just seeing all 3 of them try to take down the Kingpin or something like that in a future Spider-Man movie, or even bring Spider-Man onto the TV show side of things, that would also be really great. But, yeah, no, I thought he was great. all around. I didn't have too many complaints. He definitely did not MCU-fy him. They definitely kept within this character along with bringing him into this PG-13 Spider-Man world, which was really well done. And I thought it was really funny too, where like there was a moment between Spider-Man and Punisher with the Hulk. And it was kind of like a fourth wall moment. I feel like I don't think a lot of people picked up on, where like Spider-Man like this is way below your pay grade when he's going up against the Hulk. He's just still
Mhm.
trying to shoot him. I'm just like this is hilarious, and he's just like kind of screaming at the Hulk while trying to kill him. I thought that was like fantastic. I feel like it was a fourth wall breaking type of Spider-Man moment. That wasn't like Spider-Man breaks the fourth wall too, but it's not super like over the top like Deadpool's is, and the way they did that
Mhm.
in this movie, I felt like was really well done as well. They definitely they nailed it. Like, they nailed the
Mhm.
fourth wall breaking moments, but it wasn't really fourth wall breaking. It's just kinda like subtle jokes and subtle moments where he looks at the audience, I guess you could say, or just like him talking out loud. And
Right.
yeah, and I felt like that was a really funny moment where he's talking to Frank. He's like, "Isn't this like way below your pay grade or something like that, or above your pay
Right.
grade?" And
Right.
then they just have a fight with the Hulk.
I think Spider-Man's best humor is the one that's where he's self-aware about like the
Yeah.
situations he's in, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. And all the moments, it felt like Spider-Man humor, like classic Spidey humor. It didn't feel like
Mhm.
MCU humor, which I'm so glad they got away from doing the stupid MCU humor with a lot of their more recent projects. That they've gone back to their phase one type of humor, which is like natural chemistry humor type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, absolutely. Like it's just like the stuff that gets me is usually the stuff that's like physical humor, you know? Like it's either like you remember that one scene where Peter literally had to sneak back in because he was basically half naked, you know, and he woke up half naked, so he had to go
Yeah.
sneak back in, steal that girl's clothes, and go in the elevator. That's
Oh
great.
yeah.
That's great physical work, you know. Like you just gotta, you just accept. I think the best type of comedy is the one where it's absurd in a normal setting, you know, absurdity
Yeah.
in normalcy is the great way to put it, you know. And same thing with like when Ned was talking about who he actually suspects to be Spider-Man, and he lifts up the paper, and it's Ned and
Yeah.
it's not Ned, it's Flash and his teacher. I mean, that cracked me up, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell.
That was great. Yeah, that was all, like that actually made me chuckle. It didn't make me, like, cringe or anything like that, and that elevator scene too, that was very I won't say relatable because I've never
Mhm.
been in that situation, but I feel like it was such a classic relatable Spider-Man moment. You know, it's just put in an
Right,
awkward situation, and it's like, how is he gonna get out of it? And that was very, very Spider-Man-esque. Like, the whole movie is
right.
just it screamed everything Spider-Man, which was amazing. No
Yeah,
puns,
there's
but
a lot of
we keep
Raimi.
using Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's a lot
We
of
kept
stuff.
using Yeah, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like there's like a lot of Raimi influences, a lot of Tasm influences too. It's a lot of good stuff. They take all the good that those films, their predecessors had, and also all the good that his films had, and they put it into here, and they made a lot of good with this film. You know what I'm saying? So it's like taking inspiration from all those different from his previous predecessors and putting it to his own. And I think that's what they should do for every sequel. You know, you look at the good that each film gets, and then put that in there while also generating something new. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing that's
Yeah,
like
man.
super. I think that's what's great. You know, and honestly, it leads me to honestly before we get to ranking these films, I would actually ask like, what do you think if there's any improvements that this film needed? What do you think would be
Any what was that?
any improvements that this film would need? What do you think it would be?
Yeah, I rank this film pretty high. I'll tell you that one moment because I feel bad for leaving Ezra on
Yeah,
pause here. I see comment 3 comments. Appreciate your comments, Ezra.
three
Ezra
comments. Oh
Carr
wow.
376. I believe you've been on the stream before. Appreciate you coming by again. He says, "Yo, sup, real and film 1000." Yo, what's up,
Yes,
man?
sir. Good to see you,
How are
man.
you both doing today? I'm doing really excellent. I can't wait to talk about some Spider-Man. You know, it's been a while being on the stream. How are you?
Uh,
Hope it's all going well with you, man. And he also comments, I'm so excited for Brand New Day. Have you not seen the movie yet, Ezra?
I know him from my Discord. I think he collects. I don't know if he watches movies in theaters. I think he does. I hope he does. But I think he also he waits for digital too. So if he waits for digital, or
Ah,
like he waits for it on like DVDs and stuff, it's gonna take a minute for it to go
gotcha.
on DVD. But it's gonna be really fun though.
Yeah. Okay. Really cool, man. Really cool, Ezra. Appreciate you commenting. We are gonna go into spoilers. Hopefully, we don't spoil too much for you. Or are you okay with the spoilers? But I appreciate you commenting and appreciate you checking out the stream today. It means a lot. It really does. But oh, he said I'm good. Came home from school for study period. Oh, nice. That's really cool. Well, appreciate you checking out the stream on your study period. It means a lot, man. Hopefully, we get some good insight on Spider-Man, and hopefully our rustiness from us doing enough streams isn't showing.
Oh no, we're
But
watching and it's over.
yeah. But I was gonna say, oh yeah. So improvements. Ooh, I really don't have much. I mean, I'm very, very high on this movie. Um, I would say the ending was probably the only thing that kind of bothered me. I would, um, yeah, I would say the ending. This is the only problem I might have had with it, with the Ned and Peter scene.
Oh yeah,
I'm not,
that is kind of interesting.
yeah, I'm not really. If he, I don't know. I kind of want him to get new friends. I'm pretty sure in the next movie he's gonna be with Black Cat. I mean, based off of everything that this movie set up, it sets up a pretty devious Venom storyline or Black Suit storyline. Spider-Man with Jean the Wolf, just with him losing control of certain things, him getting his friends back. They're setting up Venom, and also Secret Wars, like with him going in
Right.
that post-credit scene. It means Secret Wars. I mean, it's Battle World. It's pretty. People are like coming up with all these theories. I don't think it's too hard to figure out what's happening there.
Right.
And also with the Black Suit, usually ends up with Black Cat during that time period. So
Mhm.
I feel like we'll see Black Cat. Everyone's begging for it. I feel like that's probably gonna be Spider-Man 5 and Jean the Wolf's
Yeah,
death.
I'm begging too, man. I'm begging for Black Cat, dude.
What's that?
I'm begging for at least to see a live action Black Cat. I mean, you see it once.
Yeah, man. Like I want to see that dynamic. It has to be the next movie where he's all black suit and he mopey and dickhead Spider-Man. But I can't wait to see Tom Holland be a dickhead.
I
Just being
know.
like an asshole.
We have to see him like unlikable. We never seen Tom Holland play something unlikable.
Right? That's what I mean. Like, I don't want to see like weird emo Tobey Maguire type of Peter Parker. I want to see devious
Aggressive.
Peter Parker. I want to see like Spider-Man 2 Insomniac moments of Peter Parker or Spectacular Spider-Man. Really take inspiration for that as to do with the Black Spider-Man Venom storyline.
Oh yeah, dude. I just need to see something that explores Tom Holland's range. I mean, we see a lot of good in Tom's range, but this film specifically shows a lot of his range, which is great. But I want to see a lot of anger, like something like where he's just like not just like an asshole, but like, some sense of like entitlement, where he feels entitled, or there's a sense of like, like we don't like seeing him like this, and I think that's the purpose. That's the main reason why. So I hope we can see that. Maybe, but
I'm like 90%. I'm like 90% sure they're gonna do that for Spider-Man 5.
I hope so. I hope there's something, because I mean it makes sense, right? Because Secret Wars, and then after Secret Wars, it leads to the symbiote. That's when the symbiote was first introduced. So I hope so.
Yeah.
At least an Eddie Brock introduced too. I always want to see an Eddie Brock at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And also they're setting up the Gene the Wolf. I mean, if you could do a Mount Rushmore of people that have died for Peter Parker's life, it's Uncle
Mhm,
Ben, Gwen Stacy, Captain Stacy, and Gene the Wolf. Like those are like the
mhm.
four people that always cause Peter like the most heartbreak. And the Wolf's there, and she's gonna probably like be the catalyst of the next movie. I feel like for
Right.
they have to do her. Like it's such a big thing in the comics.
Mhm.
Wait, did you know that by the way? I don't want to spoil that for you.
No, no, no. I know that it deals a lot with Sin Eater. I know that as a character is Sin Eater, which I think would work pretty
Yes.
well for this street level. I do think that these
Yeah.
Spider-Man movies, especially the MCU ones where they're supposedly street level, like this one specifically, like it was street level, but like it was heightened still. There's still some heightened moments of mutants and stuff like that. So they have it's like it's kind of in the street level ways of Thunderbolts. It's kind of that and kind of, it feels that way for me, where it's still heightened. You're still dealing with beings, you're still dealing with other stuff, which is great. I think that's what you kind of want from like a big mass appealing Spider-Man movie, which is kind of heightened world, you know? So I do think it's possible. Now I do think what sells more is either would it sell more for a Venom movie or Venom in this movie or Sin Eater, you know? Like I do think they might lean toward Venom, which then therefore I don't know if they would have Sin Eater at least as the main villain. What do you think? Do you think Sin Eater actually could be a main villain in a Spider movie?
I feel like he can, but they're not. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to. I would love that. Like Spider-Man's version of the Joker, essentially, like in a first Spider-Man movie, that would be so freaking cool. But I really don't. I think that's a pipeline of a dream. I really don't think they're gonna do that. I could tell you what I think is gonna happen in the next Spider-Man movies. I don't think Venom's really gonna appear. Maybe in Spider-Man 6, but definitely. I mean, it's possible for Spider-Man 5, but I really don't see Venom being a villain. I think if anything, they're just gonna do the symbiote storyline and then
Mhm.
kind of brush off from there. But yeah, we could go into that what we think is going to happen next for Spider-Man.
Right,
What do you
right.
what's your wishes on improve? What do you think needs to be improved with this movie? Because I think it's pretty damn perfect. Um,
Mhm.
some moments like could obviously be better. It's not. I don't think it's like the greatest movie of all time, but it's definitely in my top
Mhm.
50 favorite movies
Right.
of all time, like 98%. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the ending personally.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the ending does leave a little I mean, it gives me a lot of hope, but it also gives me kind of confusion too, where I'm like, where are we going with this? Or I was hoping that we could explore more. You know, I think the thing with the film, I wish that also was like not the main message of this movie, but also like the main point of this movie is like, yeah, you fell in love with these group of friends, but these group of friends don't know you no more, you know, which is fine, but that means it's a sign to move on and allow yourself to branch out to not just to those friends, but to other people, you know, to let
Yeah.
people in. You know, so I think that's why I'm like, I wish that at the end of this movie it was Peter just at least going up to somebody new and saying hi and trying to make a new friendship. Because I think that would be nice, you know, and then those new friends could be like Harry Osborn, Gwen
Yes.
Stacy, or at least like
Yes.
Gwen Stacy, you know, at least show me Gwen Stacy. Like I understand not showing Harry Osborn because we already got off the Green Goblin stuff, but at least give me Gwen. I need to see a Gwen, or at least a different like love interest too. I don't know. Like I just want to see somebody new, you know what I'm saying? So like I love the trio with Ned and MJ and Peter, but I don't think the entire like Peter's entire mental well-being should be reliant on three people. You know what I'm saying? As much as you love them, they don't know you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now that's
Yeah.
why the Ned stuff kind of confused me a little bit because I'm like, so does he remember? Does he not? Or what does that truly hint toward the future? You know? But I do think it's a really charming scene, and it allows people like what I took from that scene was like Peter allowing himself to open up again to and reminding himself to the people that reminded him that he could be loved. That's where I took that scene. Which I mean, it makes sense for him to go up to those people like that. But I'm also like, can't you just go out to a party and meet new people. I mean, come on. I mean, I thought the whole point was like you don't have to endanger these people, endanger other people now. You know what I'm saying? Spread the love that way. You know, you don't have to keep it at just MJ and Ned. Keep it to let's move on to Gwen Stacy. Let's get that canon event going. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing though. I did like that moment. It is leave me kind of confused. Other things I think this film could improve on is probably I do wish I think especially with the montage stuff, like when we get like Scorpion, when we get these other villains like Tombstone, when we get hell, even when we talk about like Punisher's first appearance with Peter, you know, I wish we saw those moments, not off screen, but we saw those like, you know, we saw those during the montage where we see these characters meet. Like we see where Punisher and Spider-Man meet. And it'd be just funny to, you know, to make that like a running joke. Like we always talk about like, oh yeah, it's the running joke of where they met at Staten Island. But I'm like, can you imagine the Staten Island incident was just so stupid that that's the running joke? You know what I'm saying? Like I want that. I want that to be, you know, it's like I wish we could see that type of stuff where like, we know these characters existed, but they act like history hasn't like I mean obviously history has been there. There has been history, but it's also like I wish that history is fully at least touched upon where we meet these new iterations of these characters. Like we never seen Tom Holland or Punisher's characters ever meet. So the fact that they are meeting and they're talking like they've had history for a while, I wish we at least saw like an inciting incident or at least an introducing incident where it brought these characters together. Because I think that's what makes these crossovers interesting to me is we're seeing these characters meet and seeing these characters collide with in terms of personality, in terms of tones, you know. And I think this movie did that very well. But I do wish we got the meeting point. You know, I want to see them get introduced. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's also a thing that kind of bugs me a little bit. But you know,
Mm.
when it's in flow and when everything is going, then I think it doesn't phase me. You know, I think it works fantastically well. You know, Scorpion was pretty sick too. I wish we got at least to see a scene where he broke out of jail and got the Scorpion suit, but I think other than that, it was pretty cool. All the other villains in this, like Boomerang, Tarantula, I wish those guys. I mean, it'd be cool to see them sport, but they're just one-offs anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that stuff is kind of interesting. I do think the main overall villain of this movie, Metzger, I wish that there was more exploration for the motives of damage control. I mean, I understand, but I'm also like, can at least flesh him out a little bit so we can at least not humanize the torture. Of course, you don't want to do that. That's not right. But at least give us at least more context because we always understand like, oh yeah, mutants bad and all that, but what caused this prejudice? What caused this type of stuff? I wish all these little things to touch on. You know.
Um. Yeah. I. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to break down with what you said there. I'll just start out
Mhm,
with the Punisher stuff.
mhm,
Um. I I did like. I feel like I like that they. Well, the thing is, too, it would have been nice, I guess, to see like a complete like catch up on what happened the past 4 years because they've been out of. He's been doing Spider-Man stuff like really distant. He's been deep into his Spider-Man life for 4 years, and they kind of keep that side a bit of a mystery. Like we don't see how he meets Jean the Wolf. We don't see how he's been much more of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that just appears everywhere with the mask. Same thing. We didn't see how he met Yelena.
mhm,
um, I feel like they just kind of implied that he's just been knee deep into just his life as Spider-Man
mhm,
and nothing more to that. And like him and Frank have just met like on occasion. Just it
mhm.
seems like he's met all the heroes in New York at some point. And
Right,
I think that's just even with Daredevil, I wouldn't be surprised if he's met Daredevil at some point.
right.
Um, post Kingpin apocalypse or whatever. Um, yeah, I think that's fine for me personally. Like I
Mhm,
said, I don't think we need to see every single interaction because it's like I, I think just seeing him knee deep into just this is his daily life. Spider-Man fighting criminals, doing your traditional MCU interactions or whatever, and that's it. Like, I think if we dug too much into it, it would have taken them time away from the movie. Plus, the whole like Staten Island thing was kind of a running gag. It's like Staten
Mhm.
Island. Like the fact it's. Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption by chance or?
Nah, not yet.
Well, there was something that happens at the beginning of the game that we don't see. It's like implied. Like it's
Mhm.
called the Blackwater Massacre, and
Right.
it does the scene much more. If you feel the weight of them talking about that memory and how everyone's interpretations of that memory was, and
Mhm.
it does that thing that's off screen more justice. I feel like
Mm.
not showing that and having it be vaguely imply that one saved the other on Staten Island or whatever. I feel like that was
Mhm.
really cool personally.
Mhm. I get
Either
that.
yeah, I feel like that didn't really bother me too much. It would have been cool to see Scorpion and Tombstone. Hopefully, they show them more in other Spider-Man movies. But I feel like they definitely will. I mean, they got some good actors for those characters, like some pretty damn perfect ones. Like Michael Mando, Scorpion, we have to see back at some point, and I think they
Mhm.
definitely will be back at some point. Um, and same thing with Tombstone as well. It would be cool for like maybe a Spider-Man 5. I'll tell you more about that later, and everyone
Right.
else.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And then, um, uh, the stuff would. I feel like if we explored more with his motivations, and I feel like his motivations were pretty. I mean, it could have been more to it, but him
Mhm.
just worried about mutants essentially is pretty like. I think it's all we pretty much need. Like he wanted to use her power for something.
Mhm.
Damage control has lost its original purpose post Iron Man dying, and
Right.
seeing someone that he trusted and someone that pretty much like a figure to him, a father figure or a mentor in many ways. His company, his something that he started has devolved into corruption, like just with every other corporation and many other things. They devolve into corruption at some point.
Right.
Just I think it's just another growing moment for Peter. It's just another sad thing for him too. The fact that something that Tony created turned into this evil thing, or
Mhm.
mutants, or superpowered being people. It's a very powerful moment. I feel like we didn't
Mhm.
need too much more than that personally.
Mhm.
Also, it's going to turn into a full-fledged X-Men setting up stuff. I think
Right.
the Gene stuff they did as much as they needed to. I like that they give the villain and that character backstory, um,
Right.
while not taking over Spider-Man's movie. Um,
Right.
and I think they did a good job just showing how damage control has lost its original purpose. Controlling the damage. Now they're just
Mhm.
trying to control the superpowered people. And Spider-Man in this movie also did a lot of universe altering things for the future of super powered people, and even Bruce Banner
Right.
and MJ both admit that they're like, yo, you're dealing with some really dangerous things, like not just like world ending danger, but dangerous things for super powered people. And
Right.
the fact that Spider-Man of all people is helping with that creation, even though he's not
Right.
intending to, he's intending to help himself. But that weapon
Right.
is that thing that he's using to help himself, of course, is going to be used just like everything, and even within our real life, is going to be used to make
Mhm.
things worse for other people.
Right.
And it's like that thing that he created is probably going to be a leeway for one day the Sentinels for existing for this universe. you know
Right.
and I feel like that's just a really powerful thing. I feel like that's eventually going to dissolve into its own storyline revolving Spider-Man against he he opened up a gateway for really bad things for people. It's like, of course, that's what Spider-Man. Of course, it's going to happen to him. I
He
really like
he's the
that.
Oppenheimer. That's what he is.
Yeah,
He's become
dude,
Oppenheimer.
essentially, yes, absolutely. I really like all those things that it's set up. Even I don't know if people really realized it, but I think this movie sets that up, and I think it's definitely going to be used again. I mean, it's Damage Control has its hands on that technology in one way or another. Yeah. So me personally, I feel like they did all that stuff perfectly, in
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, I absolutely get that. I get that for sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna answer Ezra here because I feel bad leaving him hanging again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ezra, but I appreciate your comments. Um, says Ezra Carr says I haven't watched the film yet. I'm okay with spoilers. There's a lot on social media anyway. Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid spoilers at this point. There's spoilers
Mhm.
that the singer did before the movie came out. Luckily, I didn't read them. All right, I heard that he did a
Oh,
spoiler feeling Steve
yeah.
character. Steve guy was named Stephen Lacey. But yeah,
Yeah.
they revealed Gene like before the movie came out.
Yeah.
I was
Ridiculous.
I was thinking about making a video talking about how much I don't think she's Jean Grey, and man, I would have been
Mhm.
so wrong. Thank God he said something because I would have looked really silly. I would have looked like a dumbass. I really thought she was actually gonna be Jean Grey. I was like, "There's no way they do that in a Spider-Man movie," and
They did
like,
that in a Spider-Man
yeah,
movie.
they did it, but they made it work. They made it work. They made it work. I
Yeah.
have to say. Also, real for your D23 podcast. Is it okay if I can join you and the ride maker,
The idea maker.
idea
Yeah.
maker?
There you
Oh,
go.
just I read that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the idea maker. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
them. Um, yeah, I guess that question's for you.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool, man. As long as you make the time, as long as you can do it, make it happen, I'm game for anything, man. We can talk about anything D23. I don't know much about D23, but I'm hearing good. I'm hearing like, reports of that stuff, which I think we could talk about later about like the X-Men or supposed
Oh,
X-Men cast. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
yeah, definitely have a lot of thoughts about that. Good thoughts. But yeah,
Yeah.
also Ezra Carr says hopefully Venom will be in Secret Wars. I don't think he will be, but I mean maybe Tom Hardy Venom. Wait. I know they're doing like an animated movie with Tom Hardy. I guess Venom 4 is now going to be animated movies, which
Hmm.
okay. Like yeah, of course we need. Of course, everyone's still asking for more solo Venom stuff without
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah, let's now turn it animated, right? That totally makes sense. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think so. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't. I think he might be in. He might be in there, or I think it's just a tease for the symbiote. But other than that, I don't think there'd be anything like substantial. Because I don't think they want to bring Tom Hardy back for just a gag cameo again. You know, I think it's just kind of
Yeah,
tiring for Tom Hardy. I feel like they're beating on Tom Hardy. They're beating on Tom Hardy's Venom, which I think it peaked at the first film in terms of the box office and never replicated that success again. You know, so I don't know why they want to do that again
yeah.
for the third, for the fourth, for the first time, for the fourth time in what's it called, Secret Wars. So
Yeah.
it looks it'd be funny though. It would be funny. I just don't think. I do think it would be funnier if it was Topher Grace, just for the love of the game. I mean,
Dude,
just bring
that would
back
be
Topher
hilarious.
Grace.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but I don't know. It seems like a wild card, but knowing the MCU, anything's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if they literally brought like every single type of hero back for Secret Wars, like everyone and their like anyone that they could think of from the sandbox of Marvel heroes. Yeah.
Right.
We'll see. I'm really curious on how they're going to handle everything, especially with all these X-Men casting announcements. Like, why are we doing all these announcements before
Hmm.
Secret Wars, and we're just bringing back the old X-Men cast, and now we're bringing in new
Yeah.
ones? Like, are we just doing the old cast for Doomsday and then the new cast for Secret Wars? Like, what are we? What are they doing
Yeah.
exactly? It's really, I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Especially with like, because it's confirmed that Sadie Sink's in Secret Wars. So, I
yes,
mean,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
feel like they're
Like,
gonna kill off every X-Men in the. They're gonna definitely kill off every X-Men in Doomsday. But then
oh,
it's just like,
but then
what is Secret Wars gonna mean?
Yeah, I want to see. See, okay, yeah, we got a lot to talk about later because I
Hmm.
have a lot of thoughts about that. Because I was hoping for Secret Wars, we would see like all the old cast members for interacting with each other, like having Toby Maguire interacting with Hugh Jackman,
Hmm.
and that would be Secret Wars. Like that's what
Hmm.
we're going to be leading to, like them being kind of the leaders of that movie. But I don't even know what the
Mhm.
hell is going on, like, I just know Spider-Man's gonna return to Secret Wars. I think that's pretty obvious. Like Tom Holland Spider-Man, at
I
least.
hope so. I hope so.
But yeah, yeah. So that's like my. I don't know if like that helps with how you feel about that exploration of of damage control and Jean Grey in the movie
Right.
at all. I don't know what your thoughts of some of that stuff.
No, no, I think you explained it perfectly. I think the way how this film phrased their purpose is to make something dangerous into something useful. It never said anything good. They just said useful, you know? So
Yeah.
useful is different and it's very it's such a subjective and it's so vague that it's, you know, it almost sounds good, but there's something twisted about the word useful that
Mm.
it doesn't sound right. So I think that's a great encapsulation of what damage control is as a organization. So I think you said it perfectly fine, you know, which honestly, I would like to actually transition us into ranking all these films because I think there's not just a lot of Spider-Man films, but there's a lot of MCU films. And I don't want to rank all these MCU films. It's just gnarly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you
Yeah.
know, we start off with Spider-Man. We'll start small. Start little potatoes, little potatoes. Yeah,
Sounds good. Yeah, I was gonna read some more of Ezra's comments real quick
go for it.
here. Appreciate the comments, Ezra. X-Men cast is gonna be interesting. Yeah, so far, yeah, I'm very curious how it's all gonna unfold.
That's
Um,
great.
honestly, Sync as Jean Grey is a great casting. I couldn't ask for a better casting. I think Marvel is really nailing some of these newer castings that they're doing. Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
Black Panther 3, like they're just hitting out of the park here. Well, gotta go. Got a movie to watch on DVD. Appreciate you joining, Ezra. Thanks again for your comments and everything. It's great having you on here. And can't wait to see you next time. Hopefully, you're able to make next time as well. Appreciate you, Ezra. Thanks for stopping by and taking the time to hear us ramble on Spider-Man MCU nonsense.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, brother. And I'll talk to you soon, man.
Do you want to go right into the rankings, or you want to talk a little bit more about Spider-Man first,
I
individual?
think we can definitely go into the rankings. Yeah, let's go see the tier. Let's see the tier list and see what we can do.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we can head right into that. Do you have any other final thoughts about Spider-Man Brand New Day on its own?
Um, yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic film. Absolutely no notes, absolute cinema, absolute potatoes, and you know, I think it's a 9 out of 10 for me. And I think it's gonna slowly get bigger. It's gonna slowly get higher in rewatch. So yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of fun. How do you rank it out of 10?
I rank it like a 9.5, 9.6
Uh-huh.
maybe. One of the, dude, I can't give enough great praise on this movie. I just want to touch
Right.
on a few more things too before we get to that ranking, just about the movie.
Of
Just
course.
I just think yeah, they handled everything very well. VMAX, the way they handled
Hmm.
that was so freaking well done. Like I can't give this movie enough praise for the way they handled VMAX and
Hmm.
not just having it be some, generic world-ending device or something like that, or something to eradicate mutants. It was just the last thing that her sister saw before she got tortured to death by damage control. That's so dark and so brutal, and it felt such like a gut-wrenching moment. It's like, damn, that's just heartbreaking. And they just did a great job with Jean in this movie. The character development for her, how she was she was she had like a personality to her, and she can be pretty cruel. I mean, what she did to Spider-Man pretending to be MJ was, I kind of saw that coming though. Like I don't think anyone
Hmm.
else really saw that coming, but I saw that that's what that scene was leading to, where it's like that's not MJ. That would be so stupid. I was gonna if that actually had ended up being MJ in the movie, and she was just gonna remember based off of a kiss and just all that nonsense, I would have given this movie like a 5 out of 10 right here, right now. Like
Hmm.
it's like so stupid, but
Right.
thank God. And then that scene where he's like catching her too is just like peak, like with the lighting and everything. Do you remember that scene where she's falling and then like the lighting and how it looks? It looks so cinematic, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I remember I think the way how they do darks in this film, the contrast works so well. Like you could tell like there's some scenes with like Spider-Man, where of course it's dark and he's not wearing the black suit or nothing, but his eyes are glowing white, you know? So it's cool that everything else is just like dark, or it's like in flame, or it's in like yellowish kind of tones. So
Yeah.
the fact they can allow themselves to do that and have that contrast is pretty nuts. And it's great to see that with the Spider-Man film, especially Tom's Spider-Man films, where they don't really have that much contrast, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like the way this movie was shot was just the best, maybe one of the best, if not the best looking MCU movie of all time. Maybe that's a hot take, but I think it was just everything looked very cinematic, very well shot, very real. The directing style and choices were phenomenal. It wasn't. It was actually looking like a real movie. And if you, like, I took film classes and we've actually dissected on how MCU movies are not really made right. Like they're kind of
Hmm.
made like with this weird camera angle of everything so far back and so not personal for the audience. And this
Hmm.
movie just gets up and gritty with its handheld camera moments, its close shots. It's just very well done on every level. Um, and what did you think of VMAX, real quick? If did you like how that was handled, or do you wish it was actually something?
Low-key, I was a dumbass for a minute because I thought they meant VMAX. Like, oh, like she went in the air shaft, didn't she? She went with that she went in the little AC unit. Oh wow, that's
Oh my
crazy.
god. Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
thought she was
oh,
actually in the Benz?
yeah. I thought
Oh
she was
my
a vet. I'm like, oh no. This is some Stranger Things writing, man. I thought this was some Stranger Things writing. Like, oh no, it's back. We're back at square one. It's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But I
That
think
would
I
have
think it
been cool.
twisted. That's a good twist though. That was genuinely like, oh
Yeah.
shoot. Because I think they hinted on her dying, the sister dying anyways, because they kept saying sacrifice. And they kept
Yeah.
saying like, oh, when she was there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she's dead. But I thought she was dead like, I mean, yeah, she did die of torture, but I thought it was like something else entirely. But no, she died because the VMAX was basically her last thought sent to Jean, which is heartbreaking. But my dumbass thought it was the AC unit. So I don't know. It was crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. Um, yeah, no, I felt like that was just very well done. And um yeah, I don't really, did you feel like they were too evil with Jean, or no? Because some people were saying that, and I disagree. I think a lot of her responses were normal for someone that's young and impulsive and has this new power and not knowing how to use it and trying to find her
Were
sister.
were you saying like Jean is evil?
Yeah,
Or
some
like
people
was
were
she
saying she was
acting?
unredeemable with the things she did in this movie, like pretending to be MJ and kissing Peter and
Hmm.
knocking herself off the building,
Hmm.
um, stuff like that. I disagree with some of those things, but I don't know what you
Hmm.
think.
Oh yeah, I think what's it called? Like they made her certainly like very antagonistic and like a formidable threat. So I think that's great that you introduce her as that. She is powerful and there's like a sense of aura with that, like how threatening she is, you know. Now I do think that with how like antagonistic she was in this movie, that at least when she nearly becomes X-Men and she becomes a better hero, that they show her like her transition into that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want her to suddenly go from like harassing Peter Parker to, oh yeah, we're one of the good guys, you know. So I want that. There has to be like a transition into that. And I mean, I think Sadie Sink can play. She plays that super well. So I hope that
Yeah,
they allow her to explore that super heroic side while not feeling super forced. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there has to be a fine line between with how she acted in this movie to X-Men. So that's my thing. I do think, I mean, she is a girl with urgency who is desperate to find her sister. So I don't blame her for that. I think feels like a natural response for her. Now, harassing Peter Parker kind of felt, it's not like it felt out of nowhere. Like, I understand the guy who keeps getting in your way is, that's the guy that you kind of have to put him aside, like let him sit with his own personal problems. And so I can do my own thing. But I do think she spent a little too much time harassing Peter. Like, she spent like a whole afternoon harassing Peter, and I'm like, can't you
Yeah.
just spend some of that time like going to damage control anyways? Like, I know Peter Parker is a big threat for you, but I'm also like, you could also teleport your body to any other place in the world. And Peter Parker is having a mental crisis right now, so I think you could have made it anyways without terrorizing Peter or MJ. But I'm also like, it wouldn't be a movie, you know, it would just be X-Men.
Yeah.
It'd just be X-Men all over. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a fine line they walk, and I think they walk it pretty well. It's kind of unbalanced here and there, but I think it
Interesting.
still makes for her to be a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah. I feel a lot of those points. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
Um.
she's unredeemable. Like, if
Yeah.
Frank Castle could think she could save her or she could be all right, that means
Yeah.
there's a chance.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much I was all gonna touch base on. And the Aunt May stuff I thought was really cool. The final act I thought was really well done, having it not be
Mhm,
just your typical CGI mess. Actually, I don't really think there was any CGI at all. The final ending was just an actual fight without that much CGI, and
mhm,
um him having Aunt May save the day because she needed that maternal figure in her life and she never had it. Aunt May was the
mhm.
one that talked her down, and damage control was still gonna be evil. It
Right.
turned into a corrupt corporation, just like a lot of our corporations today, and, I thought that was really well done. I don't know, that's just my
Yeah,
person. It was
of
nice.
course. You know,
But
I think that Aunt May scene honestly helped me understand why she would say, "With great power comes great responsibility." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's like the stuff like they always kept saying, "Oh, Aunt May's this great role model for Peter," especially, you know, she's a great role model for Peter in these Tom Holland movies, and I'm like, I don't really see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Aunt May's usually out. I mean, she's doing a lot of work. She's doing so much hard work that's off screen that we don't really get to see that personal. We don't really get to
Yeah.
see that personal interactions, personal those heartwarming talks. You know, we always
Yeah.
just see Aunt May like going around having shits and giggles with Happy Hogan, which is cool. But I'm also like, couldn't we like? I want to see
That
this
was
girl, you know,
that
become
was so
that.
awful. Yeah, that was so awful in the home trilogy. I hated that. Like, in Far From Home, I hated that so much. Like, thank God
Yeah.
they broke up at the beginning of No Way Home. That was Far From Home, you're not gonna like where I'm gonna rank that movie. Is there an
Oh,
F tier?
don't.
Can we get an F tier in there for that movie?
We can make an F
Along with
tier. I'm
Spider-Man
happy
3?
to.
Oh, yeah, I'm already spoiling stuff. Yeah, we need there's some stinkers in these movies, man.
I'm happy to make one. Let me see here. And below. It's an F. Dude, it's freaking
Yeah, we could
hilarious.
definitely move on to the ranking though, but Spider-Man Brand New Day is peak in my opinion.
That's
And
right.
I want more Spider-Man movies like this. I want more Marvel movies like this. This is another movie where they deal with loneliness again,
Right.
and they deal with it
Right.
differently than they did in Thunderbolts. And I think we need more movies where people are lonely. Makes great
Yeah.
movies.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm like, oh man, it just sucks that all of this cool New York buildup is just gonna get exploded by Doomsday. Which I'm like, I'm gonna miss the small stakes stuff, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
The big stakes stuff doesn't feel like it's been earned, you know? That's my thing with Doomsday. It just doesn't feel like it's earned.
yeah,
We'll talk
yeah,
about that later because it
yeah. We
just,
could.
I don't know. We'll talk
I agree
about
with a
that.
lot what you're saying, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
crazy.
yeah. Well, we're still gonna get some small stuff with oh god, Daredevil Born Again. I guess. Ugh. Don't even get me started on that.
Oh,
What a jump. But anyway, yeah.
yeah.
So, what are we ranking first? I guess since. So how do you want to do this? I guess like, do you want to have us both agree where it goes, or you want to just we? I guess
That's true. Okay, yeah. I think
unless
we
there's
can
two
do.
of unless you want to do two tier lists. I guess you want to do
I
yours
think we could
first.
do
Okay.
two.
Okay,
Yeah, I think we could
we'll
do
do that.
two and see where that goes. And
Okay.
let's see what is F tier? What is that? What's that? What should that be titled?
Uh, Topher Grayson
Topher Grace.
as it's
Topher Grace.
as Venom. Oh no!
There you go.
Oh well, too late. No, but I was gonna say the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect. Sony Spider-Man universe.
That's
Perfection. There you go.
yes.
Okay, let's
Yes. Oh,
see
thank God
here.
those dude, do you hear real quick, did you hear what that guy I forgot who said it. It was like one of the top Sony executives said about that universe,
About what?
about the Sony universe being a failure.
I heard. I think I heard bits of it on Twitter. What did he say fully?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, we did a really good job with those movies, but unfortunately, it just didn't connect with audiences for whatever reason." I'm like,
Yeah.
you dumb son of a gun! Like, for whatever reason, or who greenlights and brings that out to audiences for like actual people that aren't like robotics or paid bots to be watching? Like, you really think Madam Web was going to connect with audiences? Wait, what was even happening during that movie? Or Craven the Hunter? God, that movie, oh my god. The main villain, Rhino, literally just randomly makes noises like every 10 minutes. I don't even know, like he's on crack or something. Like, what are you talking about? Wait, what? Yo, that is so out of touch and like brain dead that
Right.
I couldn't even take it seriously. Thank God they didn't ruin Spider-Man 4 because Sony really wanted to add Andrew and Toby back into this movie and make it in some sort of hog mess of a thing. But Tom Holland was like, no, 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 this is not what the fans want. And Destin Daniel Cretton hopped on and was like, I want to make a real movie. Like, thank God. Jesus. Anyway.
I mean, Sony is such a shit show that I'm surprised Spider-Man. I mean,
Dude,
this kind of makes it worse now. I'm like, oh, Spider-Man's gonna make 2.5 billion.
well,
It'd be
hey,
so huge.
The grounded Spider-Man movie with real stakes made them more money than the movie with Toby and Andrew in it. I think that shows something.
That's true. Which I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they made a good choice. But it's also like they're gonna try doing this shit again. They're gonna try doing some weird Venom shit again. I hope
Yeah,
not.
they're making an animated Venom movie, and they fired the people that did Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse because I don't know, like, then they went off to do Project Hail Mary, and that movie is great. So I'm a
Yeah,
little worried for Spider-Verse 3.
I definitely have to wait for Spider-Verse 3. Oh my gosh. But speaking of, oh my, let me see here. Spider-Verse. Speaking of
Yeah,
Spider-Verse. Okay,
yeah.
let's see here.
So where are you gonna
Spider-Verse.
rank? What's your ranking for that?
That's top
Okay,
tier.
that's
That's,
cute.
I think it's, a part of me thinks it's better than Into the Spider-Verse, but it is
Huh.
kind of slow. So,
Ooh, yeah. I have a lot of hot takes for that movie.
really? For
Yeah,
Across the Spider-Verse?
yeah. Well, are you? Yeah, you should rank them. You should put everything in order too. So like if you have
Mhm.
another S tier movie, you should put like what you want in front of it.
True, true, true. Which, speaking of, it's our newest, the newest
Yay! Is
Spider-Man.
Across better than Brand New Day for you?
It's a complete film, so I'll give it that because I think it's a complete story, which
Mm,
I don't think Across the Spider-Verse is, but I like Across the Spider-Verse in terms of its craftsmanship, and it has a lot of like, it's just like there's so much like chills you get from Across, but Spider-Man, I feel like it's cool to truly see Spider-Man interacting with the superhero world while also not relying on it, which is great. So I think that's a great balance, and I think that's what this film really does. You
yeah.
know? Okay, let's see here. Oh, dearly
Oh,
beloved. Oh,
stinker,
dearly beloved. Oh, dearly.
stinker. Yeah, I know. I think.
Yeah.
Don't you like that movie? I could be wrong.
Which one?
Far From
Far From
Home.
Home? No, 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 no. That's a
That's a low
pooper.
tier movie.
That's a stinker. That's the ones where we just those are the ones we just shit on and like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's just
What are your problems with the movie? Are they similar to mine, or are they like different?
I just think it's I just think it's a very I don't know. There's a lot of things about that movie. It just feels oralist. It feels like if it was like if Disney Channel made a Spider-Man movie, but relied on the MCU so much that it isn't Spider-Man. You know, it
Yeah,
just feels inherently wrong. You know,
yeah,
there's good moments. I'm not gonna lie, Mysterio's cool, but that's pretty
mm,
much it. Like, MJ and Peter's relationship wasn't explored well enough for me to care. And, like,
Yeah.
Peter Parker suddenly had a crush on MJ when
Yeah, that was
he didn't even
really
look at her
annoying.
once or twice before. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you talking
How do you
about?
how do you go from being friends to, like, all of a sudden having these strong mad feelings for each other,
Yeah,
like, in the span of a
it's
movie? Like, that was really dumb.
yeah, like, they weren't even friends in the first one either. Like, in Homecoming, like, they barely even interacted once or twice, so it
Yeah.
just kinda just, like it feels weird. It feels like such a missed opportunity to explore that, and it feels weird also that Aunt May feels okay with Peter Parker, just Peter being out there.
That's
Like, she's
so
just okay
fucking
with it.
unfair. Yeah,
That's why I'm
definitely.
like Brand New Day saved Aunt May, because or else I don't get the appeal. I mean, she's hot. Like, we love
Yeah.
Aunt May. We love hot Aunt May, but it's also like Far From Home really did her dirty. Like, they did her dirty, dude. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
They
crazy.
had her have this love interest with Happy, and then she was just like, "Oh, high-fiving my essentially my teenage son being a superhero and risking his life every day and going to space. Yes, let's high five
Yeah.
on that." It's like, first off, she that is not what they set up with what her reaction was gonna be in Homecoming.
Mhm.
Like it's so boring. It's just a really it's boring that she's just, "Oh, my teenage son is a superhero now fighting with the Avengers. That's awesome. High five. He's gonna maybe
Mhm.
die." It's like,
Mhm.
no, that and they did it better in No Way Home, but they should have stuck with what they were setting up in Homecoming, where she was gonna freak out and not be okay with it, obviously. And there's so much room for tension being created by having her actually being, like, scared and all this other stuff, and they just completely desanitize it, and it's just so lame what they do with her.
Oh, absolutely, dude. That's the best way to describe this movie. It's just desanitized. It feels so, like, safe and super, like it's not even funny either, you know what I'm saying? It's not even, like,
No.
Homecoming funny. It's just bleh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just feels like
Spider-Man
Disney
is
Channel funny.
in Disney Channel funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, that movie was just so it made Peter so stupid too, like, they thought people were saying No Way Home he was dumb, like, I don't even think he was that dumb in No Way Home. This movie actually made him, like, 2 brain cell level of intelligence at times. "Oh, let me put on these glasses. Oh, I don't know, I'm about to blow up my whole entire mouth." It's like, "Really?" Like, come on. This is stupid. This is stupid.
It's just
Ned
it
yeah, they turned Ned into a character in this movie
Oh,
caricature
yes, 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 yes.
in this movie as
And
well, and yeah, Betty
yeah,
Brant.
it's just so ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like talking about that movie. Like, it's generally one of the worst theater experiences I've had in a movie theater because my theater, like, when I watched it in theaters, like, the projector shut down middle of the movie, and then
Oh,
when it went back up, we had the Brad scene. I'm like, "Fuck Brad, dude." Just
yeah.
I don't like Brad. Why is he in this movie? Why waste our time with Brad? And
Yeah.
then you know that scene where the drones, where Peter has to jump out of the bus and shoot the drones with his web shooters
Yeah.
and with the glasses? Yeah, that was the stupidest thing. Like that was the scene that the theater brought back. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
the movie resumed, it's I'm like, oh, and that's when I knew I'm like, this shit's ass. When I was sitting there at the age of 17, sitting there, I'm like, ah, I smell stinky when I know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. So yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
we'll, talk, we'll get to rant about more of it later after when we get to yours. When we get to
Absolutely.
yours. 'Cause I
Absolutely.
want to talk about loving Into the Spider Verse. I think Into the
Okay.
Spider Verse is better than Brand New Day for me. I think.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mm,
Interesting. Yeah, I know a lot of people love those movies. I respect it.
mhm. But what do you? I'm interested. I'm interested.
You'll
You seem
see.
like you respect it. Okay, okay.
You'll
Yeah, I
see.
don't know. Into the Spider Verse is just like it feels so accessible for. Is because I think Across is pretty accessible, but Into the Spider Verse is kind of the one where I feel like I can turn it on anytime, and I think anyone can watch it and have a good time with it. You know, we don't
That's
really
cool.
get too many stuff.
Yeah.
Sequels are harder to put on and you have to try to really think it's accessible or not. But I think this one's really accessible. I think it's still one of the best superhero films of all time, and one of the best Spider-Man films of all time. That's a 9.5 for sure.
It's fair.
Let me see here.
Oh,
I
amazing.
like TASM. I like TASM 1.
Yeah, it gets a lot.
I do.
Dude, what is up with people just automatically out of nowhere just dumping on this movie worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2? Like, I'm seeing so many people putting this like dead last in Spider-Man rankings. I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened? This movie has insane aura. It has
Mhm.
insane, like, just pure Peter Parker moments, and it felt like a
Mhm.
Dark Knight Vision version of Spider-Man. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that there's like a different vision going on, and it feels like there's something unique. And honestly, the Peter Parker, the Parker parent storyline thing, it wasn't that bad in this one. It wasn't like
Yeah, it
super,
wasn't.
like, yeah, it wasn't like super heavy on it. I feel like the
Yeah,
weakest part of about this movie is just the lizard. The lizard's just kind of weak in general. And
interesting.
and I still think the Peter Parker parent stuff, when it's there, it's just not that fun anyways. But I still enjoy that movie. Like, there's so much aura. Like, when he swings in the night is so cool. Like, it's cool to see him swing at night. Like, we don't see Spider-Man swinging at night that much. We always see him in the day, but in the night, like, this guy just thrives, dude. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I like this. I don't know if this is a bold take, but I do think the TASM 1 suit, like, I don't think it's better than the TASM 2 suit, but I do think it fits better with these type of films
Hmm.
than the TASM 2 suit does. I think the TASM 2 suit actually fits better in the MCU than it does in the Garfield stuff.
I 100% agree. Yeah, I really like the TASM one too. Especially in certain scenes where just like the way Mark Webb shoots Spider-Man is so cinematic. And it
Mhm.
looks really cinematic in TASM 1. It does in TASM 2 as well, but TASM 1 was just like peak. Like with the one scene where he's like shot behind the moon. Remember that scene in TASM
Oh
1?
yeah.
That was like
Beautiful. Beautiful.
amazing. Cinema. Cinema is the best.
Yeah,
Um
absolutely.
yeah, if you
Oh,
I just have to go grab a charger for my computer real quick, but if you want to talk more
yeah,
about
no.
TASM 1 or move on to the next ranking, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Just to talk
No,
to the
no, go
stream
for
stuff.
it.
I'll be
No,
back in like a minute or
no,
two.
me too, man. I'm gonna take a break 1 sec. I need to step out. What? Shoot, what?
Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everyone? I am back. If anyone's in the chat right now or watching the stream, appreciate you all watching. Yeah, we're just ranking Spider-Man movies right now. We got halfway through, got a good amount left. Sure, ReelBallKnowledge will be back shortly. Appreciate y'all just coming onto the stream and everything, means a lot. If anyone wants to comment any questions, feel free to do so as well. Appreciate all the comments and views and everything, means a lot. Appreciate everybody. Might just be, I see one person watching, so shout outs to you, bro. Thanks for joining on this stream. Much appreciated. If anyone has any comments or anything, appreciate you all. With Real Ball Knowledge, I'm sure we'll be back shortly, but appreciate everybody for coming on the stream. Spider-Man Brand New Day was amazing. Very surprised by it, but also not surprised at the same time how much I love the movie. Um, but yeah, if anyone has any comments or anything, feel free to message down below. Love to talk to you guys. I see 2 people watching right now. Don't feel free to comment, message anything Spider-Man. Real Ball Knowledge will be back shortly. But yeah, right now we're just ranking the movies. We got his ranking. It's gonna be his ranking, and then I'll do mine. He has Into the Spider-Verse as his favorite as of right now. Spider-Man Brand New Day, Across the Spider-Verse, all S tier movies for him. Then we have a B tier and Amazing Spider-Man 2, very underrated movie. And then F tier, Far From Home, and we have it named Sony Spider-Man Universe, 5.5 and below. That's our F tier, because those movies are F tier movies. So yeah, appreciate anyone that's onto the stream right now. Much appreciated. If you guys have any comments, any questions, feel free to drop them down below. We'll be answering anything throughout the stream. Okay, we're gonna rank all 11 Spider-Man movies. If anyone has any comments, questions, concerns, I want to hear your thoughts about the movie as well. I'll be much appreciated. Yeah, or if you guys want to have a ranking, my ranking, I'll just put our rankings in the chat as well. Mine was like a 9.8 or 9.7 out of 10. Just commenting our ratings. We appreciate you guys, whoever's checking out the stream right now. Much appreciated. Appreciate anyone checking the stream. If you guys want to comment, be awesome as well. Oh, why did that come together like that? Let me repost that. 9 out of 10. And 9.7. There we go. Yep, but I'm sure Real Ball Knowledge will be with us shortly. But yeah, here's our rankings. This was a 9 out of 10. Mine was 9.7 out of 10. If you guys want to drop your ratings down below, that would be really cool as well. Much appreciate anyone watching. And we got 4 likes on the stream too. Damn, that's really awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much. It's very awesome. Very again, much appreciated.
Yeah, bro, you hear me?
Yo, you back?
Yeah. Is it my fault, bro? I had to go step out real quick.
No, it's all good, man. You're all good.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, bro. I might have to dip real soon because I have to attend to something real quick. But
yeah,
we can definitely run through for yours too. So I don't disrespect your time as well.
Oh no, you're all good. We could just finish up the list here, and then we could wrap up. Maybe we could do another stream for the Doomsday and everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. We could talk about Doomsday and all the MCU stuff in a later day. But I mean, this stuff, man, it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's speed run this bit. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see here. So, Tarzan 2, it's not that bad. Honestly, I don't remember it being awful. I don't remember it being as bad as people say it is. I don't like the Peter Parker being destined to be Spider-Man thing. That doesn't scream Spider-Man. It's basically the spits in the face of what Into the Spider-Verse says. But I don't know. It's not my favorite. It looks visually cool, but it's just not. It just isn't something that like I gravitate toward. If I'm watching a Spider-Man movie, I'm not gonna go to this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Homecoming. I think Homecoming is really good though. I think Homecoming it's up there. definitely up there as one of my favorites in terms of the MCU Spider-Man stuff. I think it's my favorite MCU Spider-Man film besides A Brand New Day. I think I have a lot more attachment to that one because of my theater experience. Because I think it was my first Spider movie I've watched in theaters, and I thought it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of good comedy that I think works really well, while also not disrespecting what it is to be Spider-Man either. So, yeah, I don't understand when people say Spider-Man: Homecoming broke me or something like that. It doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah,
it's definitely a good time for sure.
absolutely. And the Vulture is really great.
Yeah,
Twist and everything.
it's definitely
No,
up there for one of the strongest stuff. Which No Way Home is right under No Way Home for me. Oh no,
interesting.
No Way Home is right under Homecoming for me.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like that stuff. I like the multiverse stuff. And I think the multiverse stuff did peak here for at least for like the MCU multiverse stuff. Yeah, this was probably the most at its highest. This is the highest it'd ever be because honestly Multiverse of Madness was basically nothing. But No Way Home, a lot of fun. Brought back people to theaters. It definitely was something that was needed during the pandemic. So yeah, it was great. And I mean, sure, it's kind of messy in the first half, but the second half I think truly pays off everything that people have been waiting for. So I have a lot of fun with it. I do have a lot of fun with it. All right,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3. I don't think it's that bad. I don't know if I'm
Cool.
a Raimi Glazer. I don't think it's awful. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
We'll see your rankings.
yeah, I'll have to, yeah, sure, sure.
You sound like, oh no. Oh my god, what are we getting
Um,
into?
yeah, let's just say I could talk about Spider-Man 3 for about 3 hours and, not in a good way.
I feel that. I feel that for sure. All right, Spider-Man 2 is my number one, which is crazy to say.
Okay.
Like to say Spider-Man,
Nice.
a sequel is the best, but I don't know. I think
Interesting.
this movie is probably the most. It's for a sequel. It's pretty accessible in terms of how you can just jump into it without knowing without knowing the first movie. But you can appreciate that movie more when you watch this as a sequel. But if you watch it as a solo film, I think you could still get the gist of who this character is, what he's struggling with, what he's gone through, and also it still have the same impact because I've watched this numerous of times, but I think it's one of those movies where it's just a reminder. It's just a good reminder of why you love film, why you love this superhero stuff for the goofiness and all. I think it's still the thing that it's still such an endearing film while also being corny as hell. It's so corny. Like it's not as corny as Spider-Man 1, but I think it's still corny. There's some dated stuff. It's not as dated. I think that's why I have this higher than Spider-Man 1 because it's not as dated. I think Spider-Man 1 is a product of his time, which is fine. But I think Spider-Man 2 is timeless. You know what I'm saying? It feels timeless. So I don't know. I'll glaze Spider-Man 2 till the end of my time, If I'm
Yeah, I
not
had a
if
lot
Spider
of good
Spider-Man 2 will
feelings.
be on my deathbed, Like I'm watching Spider-Man 2 on my deathbed, so
Yeah, that's
I'll make
totally
that a
fair.
pact.
Nice, nice.
And I think
Is
I'm gonna
Spider-Man 1
put
Spider-Man 1 S tier or B? Oh, A tier. A tier.
it's 8 years under Homecoming, which is
Interesting.
ballsy to think of it, but I don't know. I think yeah, I do think Spider-Man 1 has a lot of charm. It introduced many people to Spider-Man. It honestly it was weird because when I watched Spider-Man movies, the Tobey movies, I watched Spider-Man 3 first, and then I watched 2, and then I watched 1. So it was like I watched all these movies backwards. So I wasn't really introduced to Spider-Man 1 until the last time, right? So but I remember Spider-Man 1 being it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of joy, but it's also pretty dated and it does look dated. So, yeah, there's that. And I do think I mean, Toby trying to be a high schooler is just kind of goofy. And it's so goofy that it's kind of it's hilarious. I think Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 1 are both the same levels in terms of hilarity, but it's just not they're just not as cohesive as Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2 for me, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
that's totally fair.
that's my list. This is my list, man. I'm gonna take a
Okay.
screenshot of this and see how
Yeah.
it ages in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I'm
All
sure.
right.
I'm sure it'll change quite a bit.
Definitely.
Especially with
It
stuff
gotta
like Marvel
change.
movies.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let me reset this for you, bro. Oh shoot.
Do you want to
Reset.
do my list? If you don't have time, it's cool. We can just do
Nah,
that.
we gotta do your list. I don't want to disrespect your time, man. We'll do your list and then we'll probably head off for sure.
Okay. So do you have like 5 minutes for the list then? Does that sound good or?
Yeah, I think 5, 6 minutes
Okay.
would work for me.
Okay. All right. Once that hits an
Let's
hour
see.
and 40, we can wrap it up then.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So,
Let me see. Oh yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the
Let me see. I'll
Spider-Verse.
do it for you.
Yeah. So Across the Spider-Verse, I was gonna put in either. All right, B or C. I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in. I see C as like a 7 out of 10, so I'm gonna put in C. Put in C. So okay, real quick, my thoughts. I think it's pretty dumb that every Spider-Man has a chosen death. Like it's like there's a set death point for certain characters. I feel like his was his dad, and I feel like that was just really forced and really weird and dumb. And I just disagree with that concept. Some moments I just thought was overly goofy. I missed the original core Spider-Man members. I feel like Spider-Man 2099 was cool, but he was also kind of lacking within his own character as well. Expands the Spider-Man universe more. I I think it's a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. I enjoy moments from it. I just don't love it. I don't think it's like this best thing ever. I kind of feel similarly to Into the Spider Verse, but that's a much better movie in my opinion. That's like an 8.5 out of 10. Um, that's the animation. In both movies are just incredible. Um, yeah, so I
This is
thought,
Spider-Verse? Into the
yeah,
Spider-Verse?
I would put that at B. Into the
B?
Spider Verse at B.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get it. I get why people really like both of those movies. At the end of the day, though, it does feel not kiddish, but it kind of feels a little kiddish for me. Um,
Okay.
I don't, I kind of don't get it a little bit with the overly hype nature of those movies. But I really like Into the Spider Verse, Across the Spider Verse. I think it has a lot of problems, and I think the whole concept is a little stupid. And I don't think Spectacular Spider Man would ever agree on. I feel like a lot of those Spider Man wouldn't agree with, like, they have to have a death and also break the Spider Man multiverse. I feel like that's pretty dumb in my opinion. I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, I think it's like a coping mechanism for these characters where they're like, why is this character allowed to have such a happy ending with his loved life, with his loved ones, I mean, it sounds petty. It does definitely sound petty, but it also does sound like it's maybe a way how they cope with, with the losses. Like, okay, maybe there's a reason for all these, like Gwen dying, with Captain Stacy dying. There's purpose to why these characters die. It's for the greater good. I think that maybe that's how they cope with the whole canon event thing, where it just needs to happen for the sake of everyone else, for the best, for the greater good. So maybe that's how I view it in terms of
Yeah.
how they cope with it. It's a coping mechanism that is described as like a necessary evil for the greater good, which is crazy to see that with a Spider-Man movie, but it's definitely interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Dearly
There's
Beloved. Far from
there's no
home. Far
F.
from
I guess
home.
D then, since that's ugh. Yeah, D. No bueno. We touched on a lot of those points.
Yes.
Mysterio was lame. Another Iron Man connected villain was stupid.
And
Not
I feel like Nick Fury as a side character for Spider-Man, it just isn't
stupid.
fun. You know what I'm saying? It's
Take
just
him
not
out.
that fun.
Take him out of the goddamn movie. There's no reason for him to be in there. Ugh,
Yeah.
anyway, Brand New Day, S tier. Can we do like above
Yeah.
S? Like that movie is a movie on the that's a tier of its own. I'm just
Let me
kidding.
see. I think
Uh,
we can make one. Yeah, let's see here. Add row above.
oh,
Let's see
interesting.
here. And
Yeah,
then we could write
that movie's
here,
cinema. Cinema.
sex. There we go.
There you
Ta-da.
go.
There
There
we
you go.
go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, that movie's just a tier on its own. I think you can kind of see where it's going for me. It's my favorite Spider-Man
Mhm.
movie of all time. The
Yeah.
best. It's the best. Top three. It's my
Okay.
third favorite MCU movie as well. My fifth favorite superhero movie of all time. So
Okay. I like that.
really
I like
incredible in my
that.
opinion. TASM
Okay.
1, B tier, above Into the Spider-Verse.
Really above.
Yeah. Um. Uh. No, not above it. Sorry, below it. Below it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we got clarification.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought about it for a second. I was like, "Nah." I love TASM 1 though, but it has its issues. My biggest issue with TASM 1 is Uncle Ben's killer's death storyline just gets completely disappeared from the movie. Like, it's
Mhm.
kind of bizarre how it just flat out disappears throughout.
Right.
Yeah, he's like he's hunting his killer, and then all of a sudden, Lizard never talked about any ever again trying to find his killer. It's almost like Uncle Ben doesn't exist after the Lizard pops up, and he doesn't even get talked about in Uncle and TASM 2. People talk about how Uncle Ben isn't talked about in the MC movies. It really feels like Andrews Peter doesn't even care about Uncle Ben. He doesn't even talk about Uncle Ben on the rooftop scene in No Way Home. It's like it's almost like he kind of doesn't care about Uncle Ben. I don't know if anyone ever noticed that.
Yeah, it feels like I mean, I don't know. I remember Uncle Ben. I like his Uncle Ben. I
I
don't know
do.
why. I do like his Uncle Ben. I don't remember his Uncle Ben's death being like, I don't remember it being that bad. Some people hate that death scene. They spit on his grave and say, "Oh, that's awful." I'm like, it's not that bad.
I don't
It's
hate
not
it.
that bad,
It
but
just flat out disappears from the movie though. Like
yeah,
he doesn't
he
ever
just
talk
loses
about.
relevance. That's the thing. He
Yeah,
loses a lot of
it's
relevance.
insane. Like your uncle died and you just give up on trying to find his killer or doesn't come back at all throughout the movie. He's like looking for that tattoo, and all of a sudden, Lizard, Gwen, fuck you. Oh, I just cursed on the stream. Sorry. Like F you, Uncle Ben. I don't want to find your killer anymore. I'm not even gonna mention you in TASM 2 because he doesn't even. He just mentions his dad. He doesn't even mention Uncle Ben in TASM 2. It's like so disrespectful to Uncle
Mhm.
Ben. Anyway. I still really like that movie. The grittiness, the aura, everything. The lizard, I really like. I like cat. Yo, Gwen Stacy's dad has more prevalence to Peter's life than Uncle Ben. Like that's just so freaking crazy. All right, sorry. TASM 2. C tier behind a cross.
Okay, okay.
I think it's an okay movie. A lot of great moments, a lot of bad moments. Peter should not be the chosen one of Spider-Man. His blood
Yeah.
should be the only person to become Spider-Man. That's like the dumbest thing ever. But at the same time, Gwen's death, everything with Gwen, their relationship, best on-screen romance ever in a Spider-Man movie. Peak. Homecoming, S tier. It was my
Okay.
favorite
Okay.
Spider-Man movie before Brand New Day. Now Brand New Day is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
I
And
like that.
Homecoming
I
is one
like
of
that.
my favorite superhero movies. Seventh. It's ranked seventh, I think. Or eighth. Eighth. Yeah.
Homecoming?
Yeah, I think it's ranked eighth in my favorite superhero movies
Nice,
of all time.
nice. I like
No
that.
Way Home. A. I'd make it A. A
Okay.
tier. Yeah. Has its
Okay.
flaws, but still really great moments. Yeah, I've said. Spider-Man 3, that would be in the F tier for me. That is my least favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. F that
Wait,
movie.
it's worse than Far From Home for
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could go on and rant for that movie. I'll just some cliff notes here. I think it's dumb that Uncle Ben's death, the killer of Uncle Ben's death, gets retconned by Sandman. Where the hell does
Right.
Sandman even come from? Why does he just turn randomly good? Why the whole amnesia plot line? That was stupid.
Mhm.
Venom, awful. MJ, the worst. Like you can't get any worse than she. Like she keeps just she's just terrible. Like, good grief. The ending scene, like terrible, depressing. Like that's how we end these movies, and it wasn't meant to be the ending, but still, Spider-Man hitting MJ is just unforgivable. I never want to see Peter ever hit MJ. I don't care what he's on. He could be on uh, crystal meth. I don't want to see that. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 sucks. And they really
Okay.
dropped the ball on Harry's friendship. That whole storyline could have
Oh
been
yeah.
cool. What's next? Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah. Spider-Man 2. These are the only
Um,
right answers, by the way.
right behind TASM 1.
What if I just
Okay.
said these are the right answers, and you say below 2001.
MJ. That's all I'll say. And there's some really dumb lines in there, but all the Aunt May stuff is peak, and
Mhm.
all the yeah, and I didn't really buy into him losing his powers. I felt like Brand
Okay.
New Day is like a better version of Spider-Man 2. And what's the last one? Spider-Man 1. Above I'll put it right behind TASM 1 as well. It's still peak.
Wait, so is it ahead of Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man
Ahead of
2 ahead
Spider-Man
of?
2. Ahead of Spider-Man 2.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1's your
Really
favorite.
good moments, but there's some really moments that don't age well. And that's my list. I got Brand New Day
Damn.
1. Yeah. And that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Peak stuff.
We'll screenshot this and see how this ages the next 5 years.
Yeah, if more people were watching, we would be downvoted to oblivion.
Oh yeah, we get exploded upon. People are gonna there's some Far From Home glazers too, which I'm like, really? That movie? You're gonna glaze this one? There's
Yeah.
all these other Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, and you're gonna glaze Far From Home? Are you absolutely kidding me right now? Like, come on. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know.
What do you think of my list? Crazy?
It
gotta talk
hurts to
about
see
more, I guess, another
Spider-Man 2 so low, but I can understand. I can
Yeah.
understand it for sure. I mean, as long as Far From Home wasn't too high, I'll live with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna live in my nightmares.
Sounds good, man. But we could talk
Yeah.
more about that another time. But you have to get going. So
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you coming onto the stream today, and thanks for everyone that tuned in. We peaked at 5 views at one point.
Yeah.
So and it was really cool. Really cool.
I know.
Thanks again, ReelBallKnowledge, for coming on, and thanks for everyone joining today. It's been fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sorry to cut this short, man. It was a blast to catch up with you, brother. But I hope we can talk more about this stuff soon, man. It's great talking Spider-Man with you, and great ranking our list together, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It really was. All right, guys. Until the next one, have a good one. Have a good night. Stay safe, everyone.
Have a good night. And we are